mentioned last week Dan Molinar is coming back from injury. Is he going to be available for this weekend?
He's skating. He's close. Probably, we'll see. But he's back and been on the ice where he was missing. He's a little behind, I think, right now because he missed some time. So, but he's back. So we'll see.
That's the only injury right now?
Yeah, right now, which is good. We'll see where Riley is too.
Your thoughts on starting the season right away on October 1st before you can get a full official practice in?
A lot of people make a big deal of it. Both teams are in the same boat. So guys are excited about playing. It's been a long month like it always is. So I think everyone's excited to start. And obviously they're meaningful games, but we're going to also remember they're games 1 and 2, and it's a long season. But I think to get out there and play, they're hockey players, so they'll be ready to go. Might not always be pretty, and not everything's going to be perfect, but the guys will go out and compete and try and win 2 games.
With not having Avery until December 17th, how are you addressing the center positions you're looking to take?
We've moved Adam Johnson to the middle right now, so that's kind of the way we'll start.
How's he adapting to that?
Good. I mean, he's played there before. He's played a lot of positions. I mean, he's played defense. He's played wing. He's played center. So we talked to him about it kind of in the summer or at the end of last year too. So we'll see how it goes. Again, it's still an adjustment, but he's a good player, and usually good players can figure things out quickly.
You had mentioned Riley. Oh, go ahead.
Say new points of emphasis in the NCAA standard of play. Seems like everyone's expecting a lot of penalties early. What are your thoughts on that kind of going back into point of emphasis?
I think it's good. I think it might be a little different from league to league based on what I've heard as far as how they're going to call it. But I think it's good. I think some of the stuff has crept back in. So I guess having your special teams get a lot of practice is probably a good thing. It's always important, but I think early in the year with the tighter standard, I think it's obviously going to put a premium on special teams.
You had mentioned Riley a little bit earlier. Just for him to make the jump from the prep level to this level, what do you look for in a guy like that? Whenever somebody makes a jump similar to that.
Well, I think it's always a big jump, but he's a good hockey player that has matured a lot. I think, getting an opportunity to play a little bit in the USHL last year was good for him. But, again, there's going to be some ups and downs. There's a lot of things for him to learn, like every player. And, we just want him to go play, and we'll let him make some mistakes and grow into it. And the luxury of getting some of our older guys back, getting Dom back and Alex and having some veteran guys, it's nice because we can hopefully put them in positions like some other freshmen that we've had to have success right away and gain some confidence right away and grow into that, into the league, into college hockey. So we're excited about where he could go. He's a big body that can skate. He's got a lot of tools and certainly a little edge to his game. So he's looked good so far, and hopefully he'll be ready here on the weekend after the injury.
How valuable is it to have some of those guys back like Dom and Carson who decided to come back, especially starting the year on year one without the coaches here for the first month?
It's big. It's you can't replace experience, and those guys, whether it's Dom up front or Carson on the back end, those guys have played a lot of minutes for us. They're leaders. So to get those guys back, it's been huge. I think I think our team was excited about it when those guys came back last spring, and I think that's carried over into the fall. And but you can't replace that with freshmen. They're valuable and certainly they're key parts of our team. So it's huge to get those guys back, and everyone's excited about it.
Matt hasn't told us who he wants to start and goal on Saturday.
And you'll find out.
He said you got to say you said he got to pick, but
Yeah.
do you change anything on the back line or up front in the D coverage with a
No.
freshman?
No, I think one thing for us too, that we were a pretty good defensive team last year. We'd like to be a little bit more aggressive, I think, at times too. And I thought at times last year we were a little passive. It worked out, but I think kind of getting a little bit different mindset early in the year versus trying to change the mindset as the year goes on is kind of the emphasis we've had early. So in practice it's looked good. In games we'll see. There's probably that air of caution all the time when you start playing and you don't want to make mistakes. So and we're going to make mistakes. We might be overly aggressive at times, and it may cost us. But you got to live with those things, and you got to just keep practicing it and get guys comfortable with it. So that's. Other than that, we're not changing it a lot. There's certainly not at this time of the year when you don't have the normal practice times to work on a lot of things. It's keep it pretty basic and let the guys go play and make some adjustments as the games go on.
Regardless of who plays, how important is it that the three of those guys continue to push each other, with some inexperience at that position?
That's one of the things I'm excited about. I think all three of them are hungry. I think all three of them, are in a situation to do nothing but that, is compete and push each other for the job. And right now it's a fine line, and probably each week on who's going to play. And if somebody does stumble, there's hopefully another guy or two to pick that guy up. And so far, I haven't seen a ton of it as far as the goalies. So, but I like that situation going into it. It's just like any other position, you want competition, and hopefully the competition brings out the best in all three of those guys. Mm-hmm.
Last year, how big is that for you guys to start the season? Then
Well, it's important. I mean, obviously we'd like to score more, but again, I thought we played a lot of the games the way we want to play. We want to play with the puck. I think we got to be a little bit hungrier and have a little more, a little bit harder to the net, get a little more pucks to the net, and be hungrier there. I mean, it's great to have the puck, and I want to have the puck because you're not defending. But the ultimate goal is to score, and I think getting more pucks on the net, being stronger and a little bit hungrier around there. Obviously, we got to get our power play going. We can't be at 14% during the year and expect to win a lot of games. And so hopefully, again, those two areas, if we can do a little bit better job, maybe we'll score more. But we still want to play the game the way we have been, and that's playing with speed and playing with the puck and possessing the puck, and hopefully just, if we can continue to get the shots and rebounds, they'll go in this year. But my big focus right now is make sure we're playing early in the year good defensively. Let's get that part of it down structurally, and let's make sure we're defending well and playing 200 feet, and I think the offense will come.
What type of challenge does Michigan Tech present?
Well, we haven't seen them for a couple of years, but obviously they've been very, very good program here. They've been at the top of the WCHA. They didn't lose a lot. I mean, obviously they lost a couple key players, but I think Mel's done a great job up there. They play a little bit different style than the previous coach. They play up and down the rink. They've got some big bodies, but they're a little bit, they've got a good mixture. They're not really an old team. They're kind of half and half. Probably the biggest question for them is goaltending. They lost Phillips, so hopefully, we can take advantage of that. They're probably saying the same thing, but it's a battle. I mean, every time we've played them, we've had very competitive, hard-fought games, and I expect nothing else. Like I said, it might not be the prettiest hockey early in the year because it's early, but both teams know the importance of the games early in the year, and both teams are going to go out and play as hard as they can. But I haven't seen a lot of tape on them, and I really don't know, and I'm more focused a little bit on some of the things we need to do and how we need to play, just like I am every game. But I'm going to try and watch a little bit from last year and see if, get a little idea of how they played last year, at least going into the game on Saturday.